what happened to her. This is just a beautiful, young, seemingly healthy 20-year-old woman.
There's no expense being spared.
I don't know how many times I've told you. I met Diddy one time. Saw him in Vegas at a party where Jay-Z was there, Diddy was there. My friend Kathy White, that y'all keep trying to tie me into her death. It is not true. I need y'all to stop this rumor that she was pregnant by Jay-Z.
People knew of Kathy White because of Jay-Z.
She was very strongly considering talking to me and telling me her story. That was the last time that I talked to her. They told me that she's dead.
The song completely illustrates a confession. Your body laid out on these filthy floors. Your bloodstains on my custom couture. Now I ripped your dress and you're all black and blue. Look what you made me do.
The true paternity of Blue Ivy. She looks more and more like Kathy to me every day. While they try to do AI pictures to make her look more like Beyonce, caking her face up with all that light makeup.
Your kids think you're cool?
Blue, she be fronting on me a little bit.
I'm just telling you, I know the secrets. I can tell them when I can tell them. They can't threaten me. I'm already scared. They doing some right now today they have never been able to do in history.
Who would have thought that even Hollywood's most powerful couple, Beyonce and Jay-Z, could harbor the deepest, darkest secrets? According to Katt Williams, the truth about their relationship, their children, and what really goes on behind closed doors is far from the picture-perfect image we've all been fed. Katt isn't holding back. He claims Beyonce has been hiding her real children from Jay-Z. And Blue Ivy? She might not even be their biological daughter. Wild, right? But trust, this rabbit hole goes even deeper. Beyonce and Jay-Z, the definition of a music empire. Power, wealth, success. They seemed untouchable. Their love story began in the early 2000s, quiet at first, but over time, the world saw glimpses of their connection, and the two tied knots in April 2008 in what was described as a top-secret wedding. No cameras, no press, just vows exchanged in silence. From the beginning, their relationship was sacred, closed off, and carefully curated for the public eye. But then came the biggest surprise in pop culture, the announcement of Blue Ivy's birth. Born on January 7, 2012, Blue Ivy Carter became the most famous baby in the world, literally. Jay-Z released the song Glory just days after she was born, featuring Blue's cries on the track, making her the youngest person ever to appear on a Billboard chart. Beyoncé shared how motherhood transformed her. Photos of baby Blue flooded the internet.
Beyoncé shares some rare, sweet snaps from a recent outing with her kids.
Is this the biggest thing you've ever done, becoming a mom?
This is my greatest accomplishment, and I am the happiest I've ever been. And I feel the most empowered. It just makes me feel so lucky to be a woman.
The Grammy-winning singer first shared a selfie with her oldest daughter, 9-year-old Blue Ivy, before a few pics from what appears to be a lunch at Nobu in Malibu. That's 3-year-old Rumi in a colorful dress walking barefoot towards the water. And that's the mom of 3 reaching for Rumi's twin brother, Sir, as they approach the shore.
I'm very happy.
Queen Bee rarely shares pics of her kids, especially her twins. But she did recently share these images of Blue after her big Grammy win. Yeah, you heard me right. Her Grammy win. Beyonce and Jay-Z's 9-year-old daughter celebrated winning Grammy Gold for Best Music Video for Brown Skin Girl. Not only is she featured on the track and stars in the music video alongside her famous mama, she also wrote a verse for the song.
This makes me proud.
That's Blue celebrating, sporting a crown, looking like a boss, holding the trophy sideways so she can drink out of it with a straw. And that's Blue holding her Grammy Gold, smiling ear to ear. Of course, it's no secret that Blue is one talented kiddo. Back in January, Beyonce's mom and Blue's grandma, Tina Knowles Lawson, took to Instagram to share the cutest clip of her granddaughter at dance class. And well, she's a better dancer than all of us. Blue's talent expands beyond music and movement too.
She's quite a makeup artist.
Tina shared this selfie on Instagram in October, rocking skeleton makeup courtesy of Blue.
I bought Blue so many makeup kits, much to her dad's dismay.
Really?
But yeah, because dads don't like that. But it's just for playtime.
Okay.
We have fun. He's amazing.
What is like her specialty?
Eyes. Oh my gosh, she puts stones and does all this fancy stuff. She can do a perfect cat eye.
And in November, she added narrator to her resume, lending her voice to the children's book Hair Love by Matthew A. Cherry.
And when my hair is in 2 puffs, I'm above the clouds like a superhero. My hair even does magic tricks.
In recent years, Blue Ivy has become more than just a celeb kid. She's a performer. She starred in Beyonce's Renaissance tour and lent her voice to Disney's upcoming Mufasa, The Lion King. Jay-Z and Beyonce are constantly seen supporting her on red carpets. The world watches Blue Ivy grow, cheer her on, and witness her rise.
Your kids think you're cool?
Blue, she be fronting on me a little bit, but I catch her.
Jay-Z revealing what his and Beyonce's eldest daughter really thinks about her famous parents.
It's a beautiful thing.
The rapper spills all the deets in a rare interview with Gayle King on CBS Mornings.
I'm still floating. I can't even act like, oh, that wasn't cool, that wasn't cool. Because he so rarely sits down to do interviews, so I was really thrilled and honored that he agreed to do it.
Aside from Gayle and Jay talking about his journey to superstardom,
This is the album that was
Hard
the
Knock
most
Life.
important album because it was the album where I honed my craft as a songwriter.
he also opens up about fatherhood, specifically if Blue and her younger siblings, Rumi and Sir, think their dad's got the cool factor.
Blue, she be fronting on me a little bit, but I catch her. I catch her in the corner,
Sure, Blue may give her dad a tough time, but Jay says she appreciates his style expertise.
Now she asks me, if this cool, if her sneakers or whatever she's wearing.
She
now.
wants your advice.
Yeah. She's come back, but there was a time when she was like, "Dad."
Yeah.
I was like, "I'm cool. I don't know what you're saying."
Yes.
At your house, your parents is cool.
Undeniably cool, the Brooklyn Public Library in Jay's hometown, turning the entire building into an exhibit dedicated to his music legacy.
Oh, it's unbelievable. First of all, it's Brooklyn. Let's start there, right? It's just
What
like
does
it's
Brooklyn
in
mean?
Brooklyn.
What does Brooklyn mean to
Yeah.
you, Jay-Z?
Yeah,
Sean
that's
Carter?
everything. It's everything.
Yeah, I'm out at Brooklyn. Now I'm down in Tribeca, right next to the Narrow, but I'll be hood forever.
Jay tells Gayle it's important his children see his work. In fact, he says he plans to hold on to his masters so he can someday pass them along to his 3 kids.
And if they decide to sell it, then it's up to them.
This isn't going to be one of those things, sometimes when people have a part 2, you go, well, we already saw that in part 1. I guarantee you, anything you saw in part 1, you were not going to see in part 2. We got that much stuff. You know what happened? We had an embarrassment of riches where I thought, we got to put this in, we got to put this in, we got to put this in, and that's why it's 2 parts.
Yeah, there's lots more in part 2 of Gayle's Sit Down, including his wife and Blue's special moments on stage during Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour.
They are a very, very tight family unit.
A tight-knit family with countless accomplishments. So here's hoping Blue and her siblings recognize all that coolness.
At your house, your parents is cool.
We're here today recording The Lion King.
Don't stare at me when
I can't help it. He's just too beautiful, girl. I'm gonna be right here closing my eyes.
If I told my younger self that I was in a movie, I'd never believe myself. And
well, you are, girl. You are. Seeing Blue as Kiara and hearing her voice come out of that character. Oh. Give me a second, because I'm still I can't believe that's my baby. Oh, that's so amazing. It was really hard to focus and to do my job after that. So I was like, wait, hold up, guys. Y'all gotta give me a second. I have to digest that. I'm so proud of her. Somebody wants to join.
It's just a really amazing experience, and I feel like everybody that's a part of this is so helpful and supportive. The director, Barry, is a really sweet person, and he tells me ways that I can improve in my lines, and he's very supportive of me and tells me in the nicest way possible, and I feel like so does everybody else. And I feel like this is just a great experience for me, and I'm really happy for girls that look like me all around the world are able to watch this movie and hear and see themselves in it.
She did such a beautiful job, and I can't believe how natural she is, and I'm just proud of you. I'm so proud of you, and I can't believe how big and grown up you are, and I'm proud that she's gonna represent so many young brown girls around the world. Nobody's prouder than mommy. What'd you do today? I just did the voiceover for Kiara the Lion King. Now let's go do our play date.
And cut.
In June 2017, Beyonce gave birth to twins, Rumi and Sir Carter. But this time, it wasn't smooth sailing. The Queen opened up in her Netflix doc Homecoming, revealing that the pregnancy was a nightmare. She battled preeclampsia, developed toxemia, and had to undergo an emergency C-section.
In her just-released documentary, Homecoming, Beyonce reveals for the first time the harrowing emergency she had while pregnant with twins in 2017.
I had an extremely difficult pregnancy. I had high blood pressure. I developed toxemia, preeclampsia, and in the womb, one of my baby's heartbeat paused a few times, so I had to get an emergency C-section.
Preeclampsia is a serious condition that happens when a woman's blood pressure rises during pregnancy. Fortunately, the twins, Rumi and Sir, arrived healthy. After the twins' birth, Beyonce got to work on her headline-making performance at last year's Coachella concert, and it wasn't easy.
In the beginning, it was so many muscle spasms, and just internally, my body was not connected. My mind was not there. My mind wanted to be with my children. What people don't see is the sacrifice.
The documentary chronicles the intense rehearsals.
There were days that I thought, I'd never be the same. I'd never be the same physically. My strength and endurance would never be the same.
Beyonce says she weighed 218 pounds the day she gave birth. To get in shape for Coachella, her diet was restricted. No bread, carbs, sugar, dairy, meat, or alcohol, leading to a spectacular performance.
We admired her strength, but that strength came at a cost. Unlike Blue Ivy, who was front and center in the spotlight, Rumi and Sir were kept hidden. Beyonce's fans noticed that the twins only ever showed up in rare glimpses, vague shadows, or distant photos. The last time all three kids were seen together? New Year's Day, 2020, a family photo drop on Beyonce's website. And then, silence.
Did you have a good summer? Yeah? What'd you do?
Beyonce and Jay-Z's little ones are growing up so fast. The superstar dropped never-before-seen family footage of 8-year-old daughter Blue Ivy and 3-year-old twins Sir and Rumi for a special New Year's video. Queen Bee reflected on her monumental 2020 in the 4-minute Instagram clip, which showed the youngsters joining their famous mom for personal and professional quality time. Rumi adorably bopped along to Bey's Savage remix collab with Megan Thee Stallion, while Blue lent her pipes to a recording session in the studio.
I never trade you for anybody else again.
Okay. And Beyonce shared a tender moment between just her and the twins.
How do you feel about your summer this year? Did you have a good summer? Yeah? What'd you do?
The 39-year-old also included a special message to fans with a rare caption in her post, offering hope and inspiration following what's been a challenging time for so many, writing, "Cheers to a new year, Beehive. 2020 divided us and united us. Most could not see loved ones and we felt too many losses, but we were united by our humanity. This year for me has been about celebrating joy, chasing happiness, and living in love. As we all look forward and pray for new beginnings, my wish for you is that you honor yourself and those you love. Celebrate that you are an important individual who contributes to our beautiful collective. Here's to a better and brighter 2021. Love, B. The mom of 3 and her kids definitely had a lot to celebrate in the last 12 months. From Bey releasing her acclaimed visual album Black is King to winning a BET Award with Blue and leading the 2021 Grammy nominations. She also did her part to give back during the coronavirus pandemic, teaming up with Twitter founder Jack Dorsey to donate $6 million for COVID relief and mental health support, and delivering powerful speeches to graduating students, healthcare workers, and more.
But why the sudden disappearance? Why is Blue the only one still appearing publicly while her siblings are ghosted out of sight? This is where things take a turn for the bizarre. Jaguar Wright, known for blowing the lid off Hollywood secrets, claims that Blue Ivy isn't even Beyonce's biological daughter, that she's a child Beyonce is protecting because she's not really hers. According to Jaguar, Beyonce is fine letting Blue be seen because she's not in danger. But Rumi and Sir, allegedly Beyonce's real kids with Jay, and that's why they're being hidden.
The true paternity of Blue Ivy. She looks more and more like Kathy than me every day. While they try to do AI pictures to make her look more like Beyonce, caking her face up with all that light makeup to take away the dark, natural brown ramen tone, the candy skin, beautiful skin, long arms, shoulders.
Because from what I was told, Beyonce couldn't even have kids, but
She had kids. Her uterus is trash.
And here's where Liz Crokin, the former journalist who worked on stories involving Kathy White, comes in. Crokin backed this eerie theory, claiming there's more to the Carter family saga than the world is ready for.
Would consider telling her story to me on the record, which implied to me, obviously, that if she was willing to tell her story about Jay-Z, that it was indeed true that she was having an affair with him. So that was pretty much it. That was the last time that I talked to her, and I was, under the impression that she was very strongly considering talking to me and telling me her story about her affair with Jay-Z. A few days go by and I'm following up with her, I'm calling her and I can't get a hold of her. And it was just really weird because she always answered her work phone. I thought it was really strange that she was answering her phone. She was MIA, I didn't know what the deal was. So I ended up reaching out to one of her colleagues. They told me that she's dead. What do you mean she's dead? What happened to her? This was just a beautiful, young, seemingly healthy 28-year-old woman. So obviously when I heard this, it was very troublesome and disturbing to find out that this woman who possibly was going to give me an exclusive story on her affair with one of the most powerful rappers in the world, very convenient for Jay-Z.
Now, I don't know if we can believe Liz. Again, she is more of a conspiracy theorist, but I don't think she has any reason to lie about this. Plus, it's like over a decade old at this point that I feel like, she has no reason really to lie about it. Is she really getting that much clout off of this? And plus, it kind of puts her in danger. The conspiracy theory alleges that Kathy White was pregnant with Beyonce's husband, Jay-Z's child, before her death. Now, this conspiracy claims that she had actually given birth to this child, which sounds like more of a reach. They write, shortly after giving birth, Kathy passed away under mysterious circumstances. It further alleges that Beyonce's first child with her husband, Blue Ivy, is actually Kathy White's baby. Which, I don't know, is that a reach? Now, because Jay-Z is currently in trouble with Diddy, people are bringing up Kathy White again. One person replied to TMZ's article on Twitter, writing, "Protect this girl at all costs," when Jay-Z's been asking for this accuser to be revealed. She writes, "We know what happened to Kathy White." Liz tweeted, "It's only a matter of time before spirit cooking Jay-Z is exposed like Diddy. There's a reason Kanye said Jay's got I would know. He's evil to the core. I pray there will be justice for Kathy White one day." Liz also continued with a statement. Diddy, who hung out with Jay-Z when he was with Kathy, has also been accused of getting rid of his ex-girlfriend Kim Porter, who died under suspicious circumstances. Kim's baby daddy Al B has suggested that it was. Jaguar Wright has also said she absolutely believes without hesitation Diddy did something to Kim. Furthermore, Jaguar has also claimed that Jay-Z is worse than Diddy, which she got in trouble for. Actually, I'm pretty sure Jaguar Wright is being sued by Jay-Z and Beyonce right now, so sounds scary. This person tweeted, "Wow, just wow. I hope Kathy gets her justice. He probably forced her to do things with him." Another person tweeted, "And it was your queen Beyonce who called for the death to side chicks after the Becky incident at the Met Gala elevator." Another person writes, right, so is Kathy White Becky with the good hair? Now, Beyonce did announce her pregnancy with Jay-Z on August 28th at the 2011 MTV VMAs. A few days after that is when Kathy White had died.
They say Beyonce's wedding ring was given to Kathy first. Allegedly, she was pregnant. The announcement was made on August 28th. Blue was born January 7th, so if you count full term back 40 weeks, that would mean she conceived around April 30th, making her about 4 months in this photo. You would think that since she had so much trouble conceiving in the first place that she would wait at least to 6 or 7 months. Typically, a person as fit as her wouldn't start showing until they were 6 or 7 months. Their On the Run tour premiered on HBO on 9/20 or 9/2. They ended the tour on September 13th because they have that song together, the very first song they did together, Me and My Girlfriend. September 13th was the day that Tupac died. Kathy White died September 1st, but they found her September 2nd, just days before Beyonce's birthday.
Let's talk about Kathy White, a name many don't know, but should. Kathy was once allegedly involved with Jay-Z. Her life came to a mysterious end just days after reportedly planning to go public about her relationship with him.
Woman named Kathy White, who some claim to have been Jay's first mistress during his long relationship with Beyonce, and a woman whose untimely death in 2011 is claimed by some to be just the tip of the iceberg of the dark exploits of rap's ultimate power couple. Known by many names, Kathy White, Kathy Michelle White, Kathy Coriana White, or Lil Kathy, Corrina Hun, or Corrie to friends and family, according to her obituary, she was born in the Fort Polk military base in Louisiana, which has since been renamed Fort Johnson. This military base has its own hospital for the Army personnel called the Bain Jones Army Community Hospital. Kathy's grandfather was a World War II veteran, and perhaps the military gene ran in the family. However, sometime later, her family seemingly moved to Norfolk, Virginia, which is located in the southeasternmost point of Virginia in the so-called Tidewater region. Known for its major bays and rivers that give access to and harbor from the Atlantic Ocean, this is why the area is also home to numerous US Army bases, which may have something to do with the fact that her family moved there in the first place. Norfolk is also part of the so-called Southampton Roads region, which consists of several mid-sized cities that border each other, including Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Portsmouth, and Suffolk, as well as having direct bridge access to the other side of the James River, where there are more similar-sized cities like Newport News and Hampton. This area, creating the Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Newport News metro area, has a combined population of almost 2 million people. But despite the area having a sizable population and being one of the largest metro areas in Virginia, many still describe it as having a small town feel. There, Kathy would seemingly attend the Indian River High School in the city of Chesapeake, and eventually she would graduate in 2000 from the Maury High School in Norfolk, before going on to study and graduate in 2004 from the esteemed Howard University in Washington, D.C. Known for being one of the top historically black universities, also known as HBCUs, in the country. Ranked by the National Science Foundation as the top producer of African American undergraduates who later earned science and engineering doctoral degrees. And it's from her time in Howard that one of the few videos about her online can still be found, filmed during the university's fashion show in 2001, and this showed that Kathy was seemingly a confident girl, not afraid of the limelight. Needless to say that after graduating from an esteemed school like Howard, Kathy's future was looking very promising, and afterwards, she would eventually end up working in the field of publishing, although at this point in 2024, what that exactly entailed is still not very clear, but according to gossip blogs from the early 2010s, she contributed to various online publications, as well as eventually having her own PR firm, White Label PR, seemingly providing services relating to the fitness and beauty industries on the side. Kathy's career in publishing would eventually take her far away from the small town feel of Norfolk, all the way to the other side of the country, where she appeared to settle in the city where every publicist in her field dreams of making it, Los Angeles. Although it's not clear when exactly this move happened, what does seem clear is that eventually Kathy would not only settle in LA, but thrive there, making friends with influential people within the LA celebrity, socialite, and jet set circuits, people such as Nikki Chu, celebrity interior designer, reality TV star and host, actress and photographer Chenoa Maxwell, and most famously, reality TV star host and model Claudia Jordan, who had a long career in entertainment, first participating in numerous beauty pageant competitions in the 90s, and then making her break in the industry by being a model on The Price is Right, as well as Deal or No Deal game shows during the early and mid-2000s, performing in the latter one with none other than the infamous actor Meghan Markle, who would later end up marrying the real Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Prince Harry.
Now, this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down.
Kathy was also close to Claudia Jordan, the actress and reality star who tried to squash the rumors by saying she never dated Jay-Z. But others argue Claudia was jealous of Kathy and perhaps had her own motives for keeping things quiet. Some even suggest she was siding with Jay the whole time.
Having had enough of the rumors, my friend Claudia Jordan spoke up about her late friend, Coriana, and she clapped all the way back. While she was on Instagram Live, she defended her friend, but first explained how she met Diddy. Look.
Been some lying assholes on the Instagram, on the social media.
Damn.
That have said stuff about me. They kind of tie me to things, and me as well. But I don't know how many times I've told you. I met Diddy one time. I was at the BET Awards in 2008, I think it was, when MySpace was still around. I was at rehearsal, he was at rehearsal, and he comes up to me and says, what parties are you going to? And I was like, I don't know, do you know what other parties are? And he's like, yeah. So he got my phone number, and I said he would let me know what the poppin' places were. I was like, cool, that's it. We go backstage, we had some drinks. I had one of them cheap disposable cameras. Okay, I said, ooh, can we get some pictures? We took a picture. Anyone that knows me knows how playful I am. I put my hand on his face like this, and he was behind me like...
Now, there are some people who speculate that Claudia knows more about Kathy White, Koreana. I guess her friends called her Koreanana? I know I heard her say it, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Koreanana. I'm going to call her Kathy. This person wrote on Twitter, if this is Kathy White, then next to her definitely looks like Claudia Jordan, but that's definitely Jay-Z and Diddy. So if this is her with her hand across her face, wearing the white, as you guys can see circled here, Claudia Jordan does know more than what she's saying. Understandably, she's afraid to speak the truth. There have been numerous conspiracy theories about Kathy White since her death. One rumor, which recently resurfaced thanks to conspiracy theorist Jaguar Wright, claimed that Kathy had been pregnant at the time of her death. Speaking on Instagram, Jaguar says that Diddy and Jay-Z orchestrated a cover-up surrounding Kathy's death, saying, was it an aneurysm, Diddy, or are you going to start snitching about what really happened? You and Jay-Z down in Vegas in town with Claudia. Why don't you just talk about Kathy? Jaguar also claims that Kathy had revealed that she was pregnant with Jay-Z's child just 24 hours before her death. In Jaguar's words, she said the timing was far too convenient to be a coincidence. For her, the stakes looked pretty high, protecting Jay-Z's reputation and his marriage to Beyonce, especially since the couple was about to announce Beyonce's pregnancy at this time. Now, Claudia actually spoke a little bit about this in her interview, and there's a lot of people on the internet that do not believe her. A lot of people think that Claudia switching up, maybe she's been paid off or influenced. Claudia said she came to my house a few times during the months we hung out in 2010, and she was never pregnant around me. Matter of fact, we drank, gambled together, and played craps in Vegas and went to an amusement park with her then BF that was not Jay-Z. Let's go ahead and react to this snippet of the interview together.
Saw him in Vegas at a party where Jay-Z was there, Diddy was there, my friend Kathy White that y'all keep trying to tie me into her death. It is not true. She was not having an affair with Jay-Z. She never told me she was messing with him. Matter of fact, when she died, she had a boyfriend. His name is Malcolm, and she died with him. I need y'all to stop this rumor that she was pregnant by Jay-Z. She never told me that. I never seen her pregnant. I seen her drinking. We went to Magic Mountain, Six Flags together, and was on the rides. These are not things that people that are pregnant by superstars do. No. They try to protect that fetus. Okay? So I need y'all to stop, and people keep saying this, and it pisses me off. I'm sure it doesn't make her family feel good to constantly see this being brought up, that she was his mistress. She never told me. I met her in Memorial Day weekend in 2008. Okay, I went to Vegas with my friend Nikki Chu. So go ask her. Okay, I've been not saying her name. She introduced me to her. We stayed in the same hotel room because back then we was broke. Yeah. Okay, me and my girls live in Vegas. We did a girls trip, and she was like, my girl Corey, she's cool. When we went out, we saw Jay-Z's assistant, who knew me from before. I auditioned for his videos, and we were cool. She invited us to dinner at Tao. Diddy, Jay-Z, Larry Johnson was at the dinner table, and this is an exclusive, y'all. I'm finally telling y'all. We was all around. Kathy was there. Nobody was hitting on us. We were actually like sitting there like, we don't belong at this table.
Now, there are some people who are poking holes in Claudia's story. This person commented, but first she said they weren't friends. Another person wrote, so she said she never heard from him again after the phone call, but then he drove by and talked to her, and then she reveals that she had dinner with him. She said she had met Diddy one time, but this is now 3. One person wrote, Claudia is a liar and got paid off. Another person added, didn't she say before she didn't even know Kathy like that? Another person wrote, man, they paid her off. And then finally, this person commented, girl, make up your mind first. You told Tasha K that you barely knew Kathy White. Now, Kathy reportedly died of a brain aneurysm at the age of 29. Far too young. Her death came as a shock to many, with some even going so far as to say they suspected foul play. Photos from a party appear to show Kathy White hanging out with Jay-Z as well as Diddy. A former Star journalist and conspiracy theorist named Liz Crokin began investigating the alleged affair between Jay-Z and Kathy White in 2010. She says, quote, my boss asked me to look into an online blog reporting that there was a woman named Kathy White who friends also called Corey, and she was having an affair with Jay-Z. She says, I then uncovered photos of Kathy hanging out with Jay-Z and Diddy, no less, at the Tao nightclub in Las Vegas. So I called her back and I asked her about the photo evidence that debunked her initial claim that she had never met or hung out with Jay-Z.
While the truth about Kathy's death still raises questions, things only got messier when Kanye West, now known as Ye, decided to light the internet on fire. In a shocking X, formerly Twitter post, Kanye wrote, "I said Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids are retarded? Let's make the hot water boiling hot." Or like people say, broiling hot. The post sent shockwaves. People were stunned not only by the choice of words, but by the target.
Finally, I want to talk to you about some Hollywood news. There are calls for Ye to be kicked off X. Very fair, valid calls.
Yeah.
He's had a history, as we know, of making pretty vile anti-Semitic comments, and now he's tweeted about Beyonce, Jay-Z, and their children. What can you tell us?
I mean, this is just disgraceful. You know, the bar is so low with Ye because, you know, he is unfortunately someone who suffers from mental health issues. He's been open about that, but he really has said and done things that are unforgivable, especially talking about Jewish people, but also about lots of different minority groups and individuals. And this latest attack is, I think, one of the worst. It's talking about Beyonce and Jay-Z's youngest children, comments that, I mean, I wouldn't repeat. I don't think any news outlets are really repeating them because it's just so offensive. And it's also offensive, I think, to people, you know, I don't want to get into it, but it is very offensive. And you almost feel in this situation sympathy for Kim Kardashian of all people, because, you know, she's got 4 children with this man. She has to co-parent with him, dealing with his moods. He did take down the tweets. He said that he was doing it because he didn't want his account to be suspended, not because he is taking it back or apologizing. I do think Elon Musk needs to step in, or someone needs to step in at this point and just get this person, deplatform them. You know, it's so toxic and it's disturbing in a way because, you know, because he's been doing it so long and there's so much stuff, it's almost become normalized. And I really think that is a dark road that we're going down.
A source told Page 6 that the couple are discussing how they want to handle the situation, whether that be privately and/or in a legal matter. The insider also emphasized that the Rock Nation founder, 55, will absolutely not stand for how West has spoken about their children. The couple are said to have found the language used by West vulgar and offensive, and currently have no plans on publicly addressing Kanye's ex-posts about their children. Weeks after attacking Beyonce and Jay-Z's kids with disturbing tweets, Kanye West apologized to his fellow rapper, but not without taking a few steps backward with a vulgar question about their life. In a series of since-deleted tweets, the 47-year-old musician had referred to the couple's children with the ableist slur and made spiteful comments about them. He then explained in a follow-up tweet that possibility of my Twitter being canceled was why he took down the post and not because I'm a good person. Even Kim Kardashian, Kanye's ex-wife, and Tina Knowles, Beyonce's fiercely protective mother, stepped in. Tina called Kanye out, publicly demanding he seek therapy.
Kanye West launched an unprovoked attack on Jay-Z and Beyonce's 2 youngest children, and Kim Kardashian, well, she has had enough. Now, Sarah, I know you have some exclusive details to share. Can you get us caught up on what's going on?
Yeah, so Kim Kardashian, when she saw and heard about those posts that Kanye shared on X, she was appalled that Kanye would use that kind of language about anybody, particularly when it comes to children. She found the language that he used shocking and offensive, and thinks that no matter what kind of feud Kanye has going on with Jay-Z and Beyonce, that kids are off limits.
Man, I know she's done trying to be reasonable with him because this has just gotten out of control. Now, Kanye and Jay-Z, now they were friends for a long time. What could have actually possibly sparked this outburst?
You know, it's hard to say, you know, that, yeah, Kanye and Jay-Z have been friends in the past, but, you know, they obviously are no longer friends. They've been feuding for a long time now. Some say that it had to do with possibly Kim's relationship with Jay-Z and Beyonce. We don't really know, but a lot of things have kind of come in between their friendship, and obviously they're no longer friends at this point. And their feud has gone public, with Kanye sharing things and making remarks, particularly about their children, which is obviously uncalled for. He deleted the comments, saying that it wasn't because he was trying to be a good person, but that it was because he didn't want to get his account suspended or, you know, deleted. So,
too worried about getting canceled. Meanwhile, it seems like the real issue here is actually his frustration with Kim.
Yeah, exactly. Kim also is, has been communicating with Kanye via text. Kanye did share screenshots, and he has shared screenshots of their conversations in the past. He's been known to do that. So Kim is now contemplating only communicating through either a court website where they can communicate through text, or through a mediator. So those are things that she's now considering doing in order to avoid.
Hopefully she's keeping the kids away from social media, from seeing all of these posts that have been going up, because this is just wild.
Yeah, we can hope so.
What happens when a snowman throws a tantrum? He has a meltdown.
Tina Knowles is standing up for her family after Kanye West shared a since-deleted offensive post on X about Beyonce and Jay-Z's 7-year-old twins, Rumi and Sir. The Texas Hold'em singer's mom is subtly showing support for her family in an Instagram video shared March 19th.
So I'm on the set of a photo shoot today for my book, and I wanted to tell you a corny joke because I have on all this glamorous hair and makeup, thanks to Cole and Darius. And Sienna on camera work. Got a corny joke. Want to hear it? Here it goes. So what happens when a snowman throws a tantrum? He has a meltdown. Y'all know that's funny.
Tina's response comes amid the runaway rapper's latest spewing of controversial social media posts. It also includes harmful accusations hurled towards his ex, Kim Kardashian, pertaining to their children North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm. Kim has not publicly addressed his latest tirade. However, Kanye shared a screenshot March 15th of alleged texts between them. In the conversation, Kanye allegedly reacts to Kim attempting to block him from dropping a song featuring their daughter North and Sean Diddy Combs, who's currently in jail awaiting trial for charges pertaining to trafficking and racketeering.
However, Kanye later ended up apologizing, except even that has a plot twist.
Kanye West is publicly apologizing. The rapper, who last month tweeted and then deleted a post questioning the mental capacity of Jay-Z and Beyonce's 7-year-old twins, Rumi and Sir, apologized to Jay-Z on X. Ye's April 10th tweet reads, quote, "I be feeling bad about my tweet, but I still feel I gave my life to this industry and thought so many people were my family, but when I needed family on some real none of these rap had my back." While there's been no comment about any of the rants from Jay-Z or Beyonce, her family has addressed the comments. The Texas Hold'em singer's dad, Matthew Knowles, shares his thoughts to TMZ in an interview published March 21st, saying, quote, "People pay a price for being stupid, especially in the music industry." He continues, quote, "I'm hopeful Kanye gets the type of help he needs in terms of mental health." While Matthew's comments were directly focused on Kanye, earlier in the week, Beyonce's mom shared a March 19th video of herself telling a veiled corny joke amid the controversy.
In one of the new tweets, West half apologized to the dad of 3 for his previous unsettling comments, writing, "I'm sorry, Jay-Z." He continued in the same post about feeling betrayed by the industry and his fellow rappers, claiming he felt bad about the tweet before mulling over giving his life to this industry and thinking so many people were his family. The rapper also fussed about none of these rap having his back when he needed his family on some real. Despite making headway with the apology, Kanye West almost immediately experienced a setback after making another tweet about Beyonce and Jay-Z's. He again targeted the couple in a second tweet within an hour, after expressing his regrets for previous remarks. Do Beyonce ever let Jay get? I mean, like at least a couple times, West wrote on his ex. So what do you think? Why is Blue Ivy showcased while Rumi and Sir are ghosted? Why did Jaguar Wright and Liz Crokin say Blue isn't Beyonce's child? What really happened to Kathy White? And why is Kanye West so determined to expose Jay-Z and Beyonce's family? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on any new videos. Until then, fam, keep it real.